Hi, everybody. It's Matt Murphy with Boston PHP, and I'm here with Moshe Weitzman from Drupal and from Acquia. How you doing, Moshe?
I'm doing great, Matt. Nice to join you here.
All right, we're happy to have you here. Thanks for joining me. Moshe is going to be our presenter on Wednesday, July 23rd. We're doing a Boston PHP event called Introduction to Drupal. And Moshe is going to be the presenter. That event starts at 6 p.m. with Boston. Hang on a second. I think you're in another browser of mine. Bear with me one second. From Drupal and from Acquia. How you doing, Moshe?
That could have been me.
Matt. Nice to join you. Oh, is that you?
It could have been, yeah.
Thanks for you have another browser open with the Hangout? Maybe you do. Presenter on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
No problem. These things happen. We'll roll with it.
I was attending and presenting here. Okay, I think we're good now.
All right, cool. So Moshe's going to be our presenter on Wednesday, July 23rd. We start at 6 p.m. We do free pizza. Pizza's this time around is going to be sponsored by Appnetta, and we do pizza for about an hour until 7. We do some announcements, and then Moshe's talk is going to start right at 7 o'clock. So, Moshe, tell us a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind.
Sure thing. So I'm a longtime Drupal contributor. Specifically, I started in 2001, October 2001. The project was first announced by Dries Buytaert in January of 2001. So really, I've been with the project the whole time.
Wow.
I started by contributing a patch to the user module back in 2001, and I've really been contributing to core Drupal and to various parts of Contrib ever since then. So it's a project that I love, I've grown up with, and I'm excited to talk to everyone about.
That is cool. I didn't realize you were right there at the very beginning. What were you working on where you said, "Ooh, this Drupal thing seems interesting"?
Yeah, so I was a product manager for a company called Delphi Forums, and we did white label message boards and chat rooms for other companies.
Interesting.
And so I heard about open source. I read a magazine, and it mentioned open source, and I thought that was super cool. And so I, decided to look at who does what I do in open source. And I found Dries's project and was able to, download and install it somehow, and then, start looking at the source code that was building these pages that I was seeing.
Wow.
It was really quite a new thing for me. I had no experience to writing code, or I have no computer science background, so the fact that I was allowed to see the code was actually a revelation to me.
Yeah.
The fact that you edit it in a text editor blew my mind. But that made it easy for me to change a string and reload the page and see it change, and from there I was hooked.
Wow, that is cool. And where was Dries when he was doing this geographically in the world? I'm kind of naive on this. Where was he?
Sure. Dries was living in Antwerp, Belgium.
Wow. And you were in Boston?
I was in Boston. I was one of the first people from the U.S. to join the project.
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah, you must have been, right?
Yeah, there were a few other Belgian people around, and already other parts of Europe were starting to take notice. I was joining from Boston, and it's all the same when you're on the internet, so it's great how global a project it is.
Very cool. And then how did you I first heard of Acquia probably in 2007 when I think it was probably then when Boston PHP was meeting, this is way back when, at the IBM building in Cambridge, where we just got a handful of people, and a couple guys stood up and they said, yeah, I think they were starting Acquia, or I had never heard of it before. They said, we're with this company Acquia, we support Drupal. When did you get involved with Acquia?
I am coming up on my 3rd year anniversary with Acquia.
Okay.
So, I joined 3 years ago.
And is my timing right? Was the formation of that somewhere around that time? Was it?
I think your timing is very good. I think it formed right around Boston DrupalCon, which was early 2008.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is the relationship between Acquia and Drupal?
So Drupal's an open source project that is managed by volunteers. There's some organization around it. Specifically, there's an organization that runs the conferences, and a few other programs called the Drupal Association. Um, and the code itself is run by Dries and his group of core committers. There's about 5 or 6 core committers. So Acquia is a separate commercial entity from Drupal, and it provides lots of services around Drupal, namely cloud hosting, training, professional services, and some other marketer-related services like Acquia Lift.
Yeah, nice. Is it similar to what Zend is to PHP, Acquia is to Drupal, or are there major kind of structural differences in that comparison?
I think if people have that in mind, they're pretty close.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. And Acquia is right in Boston, right? You guys are a Boston company.
Correct. Headquarters are in Burlington for the moment. Yeah.
Burlington. Nice. I'm excited that you're going to be talking this week. I've been kind of bumping up against Drupal in my own work here and there. I sometimes dive into it, look at it. I've never actually taken the plunge to use it as a true framework for a project. And I know a lot of our members are often, they're people who can write PHP, and they're constantly looking at frameworks. And I think a lot of people are very curious about, why Drupal. So I'm excited about your talk. Can you tell us a little bit about, what you're planning on presenting on Wednesday?
Sure. So it's a high-level overview of Drupal. So yeah, people won't need any prior experience for sure. I'm going to talk about who uses Drupal, the kinds of sectors where it's really taken hold, NGOs, governments, nonprofits, media companies, and give some examples of Drupal-powered sites. I'm going to then talk about Drupal the framework, and how you extend Drupal to do things that you need, which includes pick from 10,000 contributed modules that are freely available on Drupal.org, or build your own custom module, and I'll save some time for questions at the end. That's really my goal there.
Excellent. Well, I'm super excited to see you on Wednesday. I won't take up any more of your time tonight, but just to recap for everybody, this presentation is going to be Wednesday, July 23rd. I forgot to mention where it is earlier. This is at Microsoft Nerd, which is 1 Memorial Drive in Cambridge. It's basically right on the edge of Kendall Square, right along the Charles River. 1 Memorial Drive, Cambridge, Wednesday, July 23rd. Free pizza from 6 to 7, sponsored by Appnetta. And then we'll do a few announcements, and Moshe's presentation will probably start about 10 after 7 or quarter after 7. Moshe, we really appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you on Wednesday.
All right, great. Take care. See you all just in a couple days. Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks, Moshe.